Okay, so I think we're good to go. So let's start our webinar. Please let me introduce me. Sorry, my name is Nina, and I'm the customer support team lead here at YouScan. So today I have our amazing support team with me here on standby. They are waiting for your questions in the Q&A section. They will be ready to address them, to assist you. So in case you have any questions while I'm speaking, in case there's something unclear, please don't hesitate to write your questions down in the Q&A section and we will address them right away. Okay, let's get started. So please let me share my screen. Okay, so today, what we are going to talk about, I will share with you the tips and tricks of creating the perfect query. Now, I know that maybe perfect query doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. We still have our own tips in support team in which we can perfect most of the queries you give us. So now I think we are ready to share this with you. I will also speak about the common mistakes you or we make while creating the queries, and we will talk about ways of avoiding them. We will also talk about valuable posts from social media, the ways of not losing them, the ways of saving everything there is to save to your topics. And we'll talk about, like in general, getting the maximum value of the social media listening. Before we start, I know that we promised all of you to share the presentation of the brand new feature we have in YouScan. It's called Quick Search, and when I say it's amazing, I really don't exaggerate. We are so proud to share it with you. So this is the brand new capability of our system that allows you to get a quick preview of a topic without creating a topic. So it can be useful in case you would like to get like the broad perspective of some topic, in case you would like to explore some global trends, in case you would like to check what your rivals are doing. So it is already available in your topics. All you have to do is click on search, type some brand name you want to explore, look through the filters. They're all familiar for you, their countries, languages, sources, types, etc., and click search. And in like a blink of eye, you have the sentiment over time, the sources distribution. You can check the overall overview of mentions. And this allows you to have the broad perspective of the topic, maybe of brand you are monitoring, without even creating a topic. So once again, this amazing capability is already available for you and waiting for you in your accounts. Moreover, if you would like to compare maybe your rival to your brand, this is easy to do. All you have to do is just type another like object of monitoring right there next to the search, and you have this amazing statistics waiting for you. Not only the overview of the sentiment, not only the overview of the mentions, but also the distribution of the geography, and also of the authors. You can check their interest, you can check their gender, and you can check the mentions itself. So in case you need any details, please feel free to ask the questions in the Q&A section, or otherwise you can contact our support team or your manager at support@youscan.com. So without further ado, let's get started and let's talk about the perfect query. So first things first, we have the logical operators. I'm sure all of you are familiar with them because all of you have little or a lot of experience, but nevertheless, all of you created your own queries, and you know that they can be a bit tricky to use in case you don't know our tricks. But right now you're going to find out everything about our tips. I'm not going to describe like the general information for you, rather than give you some insights of our support team, of our experience. So the first logical operator we will be talking about is AND. This is the one that helps you connect the keywords, and it helps you find dimensions with all the keywords you've set in the query. For example, if you monitor I don't know, apples and pears. You want to get mentions about both apple and pears. You just put them in the query and you connect them with and. What you don't know probably is that this is the operator that works best with unique names. So you can see the example in your screen, the campaign by the brand Dove. And you might be wondering why I feel like this is the unique name, since Dove is not just the brand, Dove is also a bird. Well, let me give you some context. Back in 2021, Dove launched the campaign, which aimed at the unnatural and unnormal standards of beauty, which are advertised by the social media, right? So they highlighted these standards and how they influence young girls and women's self-esteem. So they launched this amazing campaign, and I really think it's wonderful. And they had very specific hashtags. You can see them on your screen. The hashtags are reverse selfie, or reverse selfie once again, or the selfie talk. So since these hashtags belong only to this campaign, they are quite unique. In this case, the correct query to find the results of the campaign would look like this: the brand name and then the hashtags. So in case you, at any moment of your using of YouScan, face the issue when you have to monitor the results of some social campaign, think of any feature that is unique for this campaign. Once you have this hashtag or maybe the name of the campaign, you're done. Just add it to the brand name using the operator and you're good to go. And by the way, you can notice here that in the query itself, we didn't use the hashtag sign. This is because the system doesn't recognize it. So there's no need to place the hashtag sign. You can just leave the hashtag as is, the text of the hashtag. What else might be useful here is that you might use the operator and in case you want to find dimensions where one keyword might be in the title, one keyword might be in the text. So let's say this is the Google review, the review from the Google Maps, and it belongs to some object. Like here in the example, it's the Walmart Supercenter. So you want to have all the insights people are posting together with their, I don't know, experience related to this object, like we have the Walmart Supercenter. So here we are using the query, which looks like this: Walmart and everything we need to know about Walmart. So this is also the great use case of using the operator and. Once again, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop all of them to the Q&A section, and either I will address them a little bit later, or my fellow colleagues from the support team will get to them right away. Moving on to the next operator, I think it's one of the most universal we have. This is the OR operator. So it helps us find the posts with any of the keywords you mentioned. So in case of monitoring apples and pears, maybe someone is interested in this, the system will find the posts with either apples or pears. There are no specific tips or tricks here apart from one. Try to avoid making this typo and placing two ORs together. Because in this case, the system understands that one of the ORs is the keyword, and you will get the avalanche of irrelevant results to your topic. Like you can see in the screenshot I've placed in this picture, the second pick has nothing to do with the brand Dove. It's just some recipe of the donut shortcake, but it has this word cream, and somewhere in the text there will be the word or. So whenever you're using this or operator, just make sure you don't make this typo. If you do, otherwise you can anyways get to the support team and the guys will look for the typo in your query. But if you're working on your own, don't do this mistake. Moving on to the favorite operator, I suppose, of all the clients. It's called /n. And by n, we mean any number, because this specific operator sets the distance between the words you want to get collected to the topic. For example, if after slash you place 1, this means that there will be only one space between the keywords. The higher the number is, the more the distance will be, and eventually the more mentions you're going to get to your topic. So it works perfect for the non-unique names. So let's take a look at the example we have here. It's Apple Watch. So the word apple and the word watch are non-unique. And by non-unique, I mean that the apple is not just a brand, it's also a fruit. And watch can be any watch, regardless of the brand, right? So if you make the query apple and watch, you will once again get like an avalanche of irrelevant results that will in no case be connected to the brand itself and to the product, the Apple Watch. However, once you place the /n, in this case /1 operator between them, this is the way to success. So this is the operator that will help you collect the relevant mentions. However, there's one tip from our team. Try to avoid really high numbers. And by high numbers, I mean something that is higher than 20, because the bigger the number is, the more irrelevant mentions there will be. For example, like you can check in the screenshot, it has nothing to do with the Apple Watch. It's just watching in the middle of the text and then Apple somewhere else. So sometimes we are trying to get more mentions to the topic when we feel like we don't have all the possible coverage. So we start to make this number higher and higher, but you know that sometimes you just need to stop at maybe 10 or 15, because this will be enough. Otherwise, you will have a very, very long text. The words will be so far apart that you will get no use out of them. One thing you should also remember is that the operator /n, /number, doesn't set the order of words. So like in the screenshot you can see, in the pic you can see, when you make the query look like Apple /10 or Apple /5 watch, you can either get the mention which says Apple Watch, or you can make the mention which says watch the apples, float away. So you have to keep this in mind. In case you need the specific word order, this one won't work for you. You may ask me, what will? The next operator, which is the quotes. So this operator is used to find the specific word order or the exact precise phrase in the social media. And you should use it if you want the system to find some phrase as is, if you don't want YouScan to change it in any way. So this is a great example of the Dyson Supersonic. We don't want anything to be in between these keywords. We want to have dimensions of the exact brand, of the exact product. So this is where the operator quotes works perfectly. You should also use it in case the phrase you are using has some prepositions or some articles or some conjunctions. So in case you don't want to lose any of the mentions that might be useful for you, just take the whole phrase in the quotes. Like in this example of the Netflix movie, or it's not Netflix movie, the movie Don't Look Up. Let's move on to the brackets. So brackets are serving the great role of grouping the words if you want some operator to be applied to all of them, right? So you can see the example here. We want to check all dimensions about Ferrari race car and Mercedes race car. So instead of writing it like Ferrari and race car or Ferrari and Mercedes, we just leave race car as is, and we group both Ferrari and Mercedes together. What you might not know is that we, I think, very often check the queries and we see that there are a lot of unuseful, useless brackets which shouldn't be used there, which are placed there just for the sake of using them. The more brackets you have doesn't mean you will have like amazing relevant results. So try to use them like meaningfully. For example, you can see in the query example we have. First, we have Dove/5 lotion or cream, and there is no need to get them to brackets altogether because Dove/5 anyway is connected to this part. And the same goes here. So you have to remember that whenever there is the /n operator between your keywords, there's no need to collect them, to put them to brackets. There's like the legend that sometimes these extra brackets can ruin your query. You will see the mistake on the screen and you will have to contact our support team. This might not always be the true because sometimes this bracket might still work for you, but this is just the advice from my side. Try to use them sparingly, like don't put every single word in bracket, as well as don't put every single word in quote. You don't need this. The next like special operator, the tiny line you see on the screen, is actually the stop word. So you put the minus sign and then the word. This operator is used to add stop word to the whole query, right? What you might not know here is that the stop words prevail over the query, which means that if the mention has both keyword and a stop word from your query, the system will not collect this mention. So always double check the stop words you are using. In case you want to use not just stop word, but stop phrase, you put it into the quotes. And another tip we have is that in your query, the stop words are always red. And if yours are not, contact our support team because something might went wrong, right? And the last one, the last operator we are going to check is the operator and not. It's quite similar to the stop word. However, if the stop word adds its value to the whole query, the operator and not adds the stop word to the specific parts of your query. For example, this might be a bit hard to process, but believe me, it's super easy. Let's check this example we have. Ferrari and Mercedes and not dealership or Tesla. Let me elaborate here a bit so that it's clear for you. In this particular case, we want to find the mentions about Ferrari or Mercedes, but without any connection to the dealership. However, if there's any mention that says, I don't know, Tesla dealership, we're okay with that. But for some unknown reason, we don't want to find the mentions about Ferrari and Tesla dealership. So in this case, if we use dealership as the minus word, we won't get mentions about it at all. If we use and not dealership, this means that we will not have any mentions about Ferrari dealership or Mercedes dealership. However, if there is any post about the Tesla dealership, the system will connect it. From my experience, this is one of the least used operators in the queries. However, it can be very, very useful. So in case you don't feel quite secure using it, in case you don't really know how it works, I really hope that I managed to solve this problem. Otherwise, my colleagues from the support team are always there to explain it to you a bit more. So this was like the brief overview of the logical operators. Let me quickly check the Q&A section to see if there's anything Not answered. Okay, everything is answered. Once again, should anything be unclear, if you would like me to highlight any other aspect of our operators or anything else, please let me know. And I think we can move on to the filters. The second part of creating a perfect query. And although they seem pretty logical and pretty obvious, there are still some tips you can learn. So the first one is language. It might seem pretty obvious, right? If you want to collect dimensions in the very specific language, you just choose it. Or, for example, you turn off the language you don't need. What you might not know is that there are 3 types of undefined language in filters. One is undefined Cyrillic, the other is undefined Latin, the third is just undefined. You should always select this undefined as a language of the query if you want to collect reviews from maps like Google Maps with the stars only, because there could be these reviews where people just leave the amount of stars and say nothing else. In case you don't select this undefined language as the query language, you won't be able to collect such mentions to your topic. And by the way, in like 5 minutes, we will gather all our knowledge and create a topic from scratch, so you will be able to see how it works in practice. This is just a theory right now. The second tip from our support team, like the secret, is connected to the country filter. So anytime you want to collect mentions from Telegram or Instagram, you have to select not defined geography. This is just a rule of thumb. This is just how it works. So whenever you don't see mentions from Telegram or Instagram to your topic, there might be different reasons. However, one of them could be that you didn't turn on this non-defined geo. So in case you are aiming for Telegram or Instagram, this is the must for you. Let's move on to the third filter we are going to discuss today. This is the sources. This might be obvious, but sometimes we can see that the clients who have some issues with the topic creation just don't see how you can select the sources either by type or by name. So whenever you want us to select to collect mentions from the specific source, and you can find it here, you just have to click by name. And you will be able to select the source from the list of most popular sources. So keep this in mind as well. The third very, very important part of the topic creation, it is connected to the questions we as a support team hear a lot. When the person, the client, is creating a query, we usually hear the same questions. Where do I get the stop words? Like, how do I know which stop words to use? So bear with me. This is where we find the answer. So whenever you create a topic, there will be the button Show Preview, which you can see on your screen, right? And you will have 2 sections. One is statistics. You have to check it every time because it will show you how many mentions approximately there will be to see if you fit into your monthly limit. But what is more important is the mentions section. So here is where you will see the preview of the post that we will collect. This is where you find the stop words. So you just look through and you think, do you see anything repetitive and irrelevant? Like a viral post that spreads around the social media and you feel like it's going to eat a lot of your limit. In case you see this mention, you get back to the query section and you use some words from this mention as a stop words. So next time you won't see this mention in your preview and eventually you won't see it in your topic. All right, so if you have any questions, by the way, once again, I urge you to ask all of them in the Q&A section. If not, we are moving on to the last part you will see before hitting that create topic button. Now, the three letters you see here, the OCR, stands for the text image recognition. So this is the part of our add-on, which is called Visual Data Analysis. It is not included to all of the pricing plans, just to the Innovate one. However, the subscribers of Listen and Analyze plans have always a chance to buy it, to add it to their account. So in case you are interested in it, just let our support team know, or let your manager know. What does OCR do? So if you're monitoring a brand which has a clear, plain text logo, then the OCR, this text recognition or on images, will help you get the mentions where this title of the brand is located in the image. It could be the name of the shop. It could be the title of the brand, I don't know, the cosmetics brand, the clothes brand, etc. So just like here with Sephora, as you can see, we use this word, the name of the brand, in the text recognition section. And then the system, YouScan, recognize this word in the picture of the shop. And we collected this image together with the mention. So this might be the huge source of the valuable insights. And in case you don't use it yet, well, you might be missing a lot. So feel free to contact the support team or your manager to find out more details. So as per the questions, no questions. All right. Before we move on to the history collection, I suggest we try to use all our knowledge and create the topic. All right. So since we were talking about Sephora, I decided to use this small, tiny query for us, and to give you a bit of context of why I used these words. So the first one is Sephora as is, as the brand. Then I have Sephora collection. So in case you don't know, the Sephora collection is their own brand of the cosmetics the Sephora produces. And then I thought of why Sephora would be popular right now. Maybe because of the Halloween, which is approaching us. Maybe because of some gift cards, right? And I connected all these words with /1, once again to Sephora. So once again, in this query, we will be monitoring Sephora as a brand, maybe Sephora as a store, the cosmetic collection Sephora produces, right? And a bunch of stuff connected to Sephora, like gift cards, or maybe some Halloween cosmetics, Halloween hauls, or the Beauty Insider. So let me check the filters. As per the language, let's leave English. Let's turn off Russian for no reason. And let's select the undefined language we were talking about, right? Because we want to collect the posts from the maps where people just rate these Sephora stores and don't leave any comments. Let's move on to the countries. By the way, in case you didn't know, you can turn on and turn off all the countries with just one toggle. Here, once again, just for the experiment, let's leave the USA and let's use the non-defined filter because we want to monitor Telegram or Instagram. As per the sources, here is where you can find all the types of the sources, and here is where you can check the names of the sources. So in case you are interested in some of them, you can turn it on here. In case you feel like there is the source you're not that interested, and which is the source of irrelevant mentions, right, of spam maybe, you can turn it off with one click. As per the post types, unfortunately, no tips here. This is pretty obvious. And then we click apply. Once we have all these filters and we have our query set, let's click on Show Preview, right? Here we are going to check statistics, and we see that we have exceeded our monthly mention limit. So in this case, we need to either narrow down the query, or maybe we can select more specific languages. Maybe we can turn off non-defined. This is not that important. So once you see that you exceed dimensions, this means that your query is too broad, right? You are trying to monitor a lot of posts, and here you need to focus on the context. Like, do you really need to monitor Sephora as the brand, or maybe you want to monitor Sephora as the store, or maybe Sephora as the producer of cosmetics, right? And you can give it a go. You can play a bit with your query, for example, like this, to see if it works. See, so right, once I narrowed it down to the specific topic, it worked. Like I can have my topic created right away. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to delete everything. Of course not. You can always contact the support team. They will help you and polish your query. But anytime you see that you exceed the limit, try to narrow the topic down. Let's check dimensions. What do we have here? Okay, it feels like everything is relevant. We have Sephora holiday sale and post about the Sephora collection. Once we are good to go, we press next. And here we get to this OCR section, which once again might not be turned on in every account, since the OCR is included only to the Innovate pricing plan. However, in case you feel like you are going to benefit from it, don't hesitate to contact your manager to discuss how you can add it to your pricing plan. We are monitoring Sephora collection, right? It has this beautiful, clean, plain logo in their on the tubes of their cosmetics. So we're placing just Sephora. And we are good to go. We are ready to press create topic. What happens next? We give the system the time to start collecting dimensions. Here is one point I wanted to highlight, and I would like to show it to you on the slide so that it's clearer for you, right? Once the topic is created, we, as a system, YouScan, apart from collecting all the up-to-date mentions, we start to automatically collect historical data, either over last month or only up to 100,000 mentions. So in case you have less mentions, we will be able to collect like whole month. But in case your topic is very broad, and for example, these 100,000 mentions takes just 2 weeks of time, then we will collect these 2 weeks. So you have to keep this in mind. However, if initially your topic is very large, and by very large, I mean it exceeds 100,000 mentions. Thank you. Once it's created, we won't be able to start this automatic data collection, and you have to do it yourself. You have to launch it. In like 30 seconds, I will show you how it's done. You also have to keep in mind that in case you use this OCR query to collect the text recognition on images, we will also collect the mentions automatically. How do you turn on the history collection? I think this one is pretty obvious. Okay, so this is already the topic about Sephora. You go to your settings. You go to history collection. And you select the time frame here. You select the time frame and you press start collection. If you also want to collect the Twitter historical dates, don't mind they are gray right now. This is just my own test account and I don't have it set. You will have the Twitter historical collection in your accounts. It will be blue. bright blue, everything will work great. So you have to remember that once you turn on this general data collection, you won't be able to get the Twitter mentions there. You have to turn on the separate collection here, right? Okay, this is pretty obvious, but what I wanted you to know is that sometimes we start this historical data collection automatically, sometimes we don't. That happens. Okay, channels. This is another huge part of a topic, because, you know, sometimes the query is not enough. Sometimes you need to have everything you can have from a specific source, right? Sometimes you feel like you're missing something, maybe some post. This is where you can connect channels. So channels prevail over the query, right? So if you add something as a channel to your topic, this means that you will get almost every mention from this source. When I mean almost, this means that I will elaborate a bit later. What sources you can add as channels to your topics? You can add Facebook page. You can add your own Instagram business profile. You can add LinkedIn page of your brand, Twitter page, YouTube, App Store, etc. However, when you add the channels to your topic and you turn on the general historical collection, it doesn't automatically mean that we will collect retrospective data from your channels as well. This means that you have to turn it on specifically in every channel using this button. I suggest us adding some channel to our topic. Shall we? Okay, just give me 1 second to find the one I want. I suggest us adding, since we are talking about fashion, fashion and beauty, let us add Vogue page, right? So we get back to our topic. We turn on settings, right? And in these settings, we go to channels. It is right here. If you see my screen a bit cut, I'm very sorry, but I think I gave you the right idea. Here, you click Add Channel. In Add Channel, you place the link, you click Enter, and boom, you have this page ready to be added as channel. You click plus, the channel is added to your topic. In case you want to collect history, here is the button we saw at the presentation. It is right here. Okay, right now it started, but anyways, in case time goes by, you have some mentions in your topic already, and you started the historical collection, you also have to start it right here, in case you want all the relevant mentions from British Vogue also to be featured. Please let me know if everything is clear so far, in case if everything is right, in case you're alive. Please let me know in case you're still with me. We are moving to the end of the presentation, and I would like to talk about a very, very, very important topic. I know that sometimes it can scare you. I promise you, there is nothing to be afraid of. We're talking about authorizing the channels. There are a few points I would like to highlight, and I would like you to keep in mind that you have to turn on the Facebook authorization anytime you start any new topic in your account. Why, would you ask? This is because without this Facebook authorization, you won't be able to have any collection from the Instagram at all. So just keep this in mind. In case you don't see Instagram in your topic, from what we've already learned, you can either not have this non-defined geo turned on in your account, in your topic, or you cannot have the Facebook authorization in your topic. The second point is that once you authorize your Facebook account and the Instagram account connected to it, you have instantly the possibility to add your Instagram profile as a channel to the topic. And as a result, you will be able to collect hashtag feed, posts and comments, stories, etc. So it gives you these almost endless possibilities. So if you have a chance to add this authorization, just do it. Don't hesitate, right? Apart from authorizing Facebook and Instagram, I also highly recommend to add the authorization to your LinkedIn profile, because in this case, you will be able to add your LinkedIn page as a channel to the topic, and thus you will be able to collect posts and comments. Now, I would like to address some concern here. Sometimes I hear that the clients have a little bit of concern adding this authorization because it's not quite clear what exactly you are giving us access to, right? It might be scary, like adding this authorization. Here, I guarantee you have nothing to worry about, because never ever we store your personal information. This is just the system of you letting Facebook know that you allow us to monitor specific parts of your account. So there's nothing to worry about. We will never store or use, in no case, your personal data. So just don't be afraid. Otherwise, you are prevailing yourself, depriving yourself from endless possibilities. You might be wondering, where can you do this? Like, where can you add this authorization? Let me show you. All right. So here is my test account. Here we go to account settings. And here we have the social accounts. This is what you need. Okay. So you turn on the social accounts and you can see two tips. One is Facebook plus Instagram. The other is LinkedIn. So here you click on authorize your Facebook or authorize your LinkedIn, and you log in to your Facebook account or you log in to your LinkedIn account, and you just follow the simple steps, which are described in our knowledge base. So in case you want to have quick access to the relevant pages in the knowledge base, right, here are the shortcuts. In case you want to explore a bit, you can always get to our knowledge base here by clicking this question mark. You can have the knowledge base, you can type in Facebook or channel or Instagram, and you will see the bunch of relevant information, which I hope will be useful for you. So here in this test account, which is my test account, as you can see, I have my LinkedIn authorization ready, and my teammates' authorization has expired, which means we can no longer collect any Instagram data in this topic. So in case we want to keep on doing this, keep on having these relevant mentions, we have to add this authorization. So this is really easy. Just once again, check the social account tab to see how you can do this. You click here, you are being redirected to your Facebook, and then you just click on every button you see where we ask if you can give us permission to monitor Facebook on your behalf. All right, so I think this is it from my side. I really hope this was useful for you. We kept in mind that you always have access to the knowledge base, right? And there is no need for me to just describe these simple things. You can read there. However, we have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience in support team. Sometimes we face quite repetitive questions, and I really hope I addressed them during this webinar. Please let me Let me check if we have any questions in the Q&A section. Okay, I can see that my colleagues answered all the questions. Okay. So you have, I think, the last chance to ask us anything if it bothers you. But in any case, no worries. If there's any question you can think of later, you can always get in touch with the support team, either in the chat, in the messenger, in your account, or at the email support@youscan.io. My colleague says me that you asked me about the recording. Yeah, guys, no worries. We will send you the recording. In case you would like me to send you the presentation as well, like apart from the recording, let us know in the messenger where you can get in touch with the support team, or just send us anything at support@youscan.io. I will share this with you. And in any case, should anything be unclear for you, should you feel like you need a little bit more guidance or maybe more explanations, you always have your manager and our support team on standby, ready to assist you, because we really want you to get like the maximum of YouScan. And believe me, its possibilities are quite huge. So I think that's it. Me and amazing Ray on my face are saying goodbye to you for now. I would really like to hear your feedback if you feel like this was useful for you. If you maybe would like us to share more tips with you in the future, or maybe you would like us to highlight some specific topics that are unclear to you, we are always waiting for your comments at support@youscan.io. Okay, that's it. That's it from our side. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure for me seeing you like this. I really hope the webinar was useful for you, and I hope we will see all of you in no time. So have a great one ahead. I hope I will hear from you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.